So I want to tell you about the crazy, lurid, tie-dye version of 1954's Godzilla that you've never seen before. But before things get trippy, I should probably explain how they got there. In 1954, Japanese movie studio Toho produces Gojira. The city-trampling monster is a colossal metaphor for atomic war. It's a big success, rubber suit and all, and it captures the imaginations of some producers in America. It only has one problem. It's really Japanese. It could use more American stuff. Let's add some new American scenes with American actors. So they get a Canadian. Raymond Burr, TV's Perry Mason. They shoot their new scenes and crowbar him into the story, and it's released in America as Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And it's really this version that makes Godzilla an international phenomenon, spawning sequels like Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla vs. King Kong, Godzilla Goes to College, Godzilla in the Hood. I might be making some of those up, but the point is that by the time we get to 1976, Godzilla is everywhere. And as Hollywood is busy remaking its own giant monster, King Kong, Italian filmmaker and sci-fi buff Luigi Cozzi has a plan to cash in by re-releasing Gojira in Italian cinemas. He's done this kind of thing before, distributing classic sci-fi movies to festivals and so forth. So Cozzi visits the Toho offices in Rome, but they can't offer him the original Gojira. All they have is the Perry Mason version. That's fine, it'll do, no problem. He's got it. Now the final step is which theaters will screen it. None of them. Nobody wants it. Now, it's nothing against the big G, it's just that it's 1976. Movies are in color now, Luigi. Nobody's going to watch a black and white film, I don't care if it is a talkie. But instead of exchanging the film for, say, one of its color sequels, Cozzi says, they want color, I'll release it in color. And here's how I'll do it. But hang on a second. See, colorizing a film in 1976 is a tall order. It would be almost 10 years before Ted Turner would use a bunch of computers to literally change the way audiences look at movies, colorizing classics like It's a Wonderful Life and Casablanca. Sure, there were ways to colorize movies before that, but they were a little more work. As early as 1902, filmmakers hired workers to color films by hand. Imagine I handed you a blank paint-by-numbers project and said, here, do this. Now do it 13,000 times. So for people who weren't the Flash, a more reasonable solution was just to tint their film stock a single color. But tinting wouldn't cut it in 1976. Still, Luigi Cozzi has little money and only 3 months until his promised release. So hand painting would be ludicrous. Fortunately, there's the magic of Spectra Rama 70. What is Spectra Rama 70? It's these. In a kind of hybrid of hand painting and tinting, he and his team cut up colored gels and placed them over the movie shot by shot. There's no way to color every single element, so they just tint general areas. Blue might be sky or water, green for grass and yellow over people, and red for when stuff goes boom. Each frame is projected through these colored gels and rephotographed on color film. The result is something you might see if you accidentally dropped your movie into a bowl of rainbow sherbet. But hey, it was done though, right? Color, technically. All set. Yeah, about that. It's only 80 minutes, Luigi. That might have been groovy in 1954, but here in the 70s, we like our pants flared and our movies at least an hour and a half. So what can he do? Well, the American edit took out a lot of scenes from the original, so he could put some of those back in, but that's right, that version isn't available. But hang on a second. Luigi is a movie distributor. He has a bunch of classic movies that he's shown at film festivals. What if he just snips some footage from those movies and inserts it into Godzilla? So he does. He splices in little scenes of mayhem from The Day the Earth Caught Fire, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and even Godzilla's first sequel. Most of these matched about as well as you might expect. Godzilla stomps through Tokyo, the city in flames, and suddenly in 1944 France, a train crashes and falls over. But Cozzi's largest and most misguided addition is this. His idea is to update the film for a grittier 1970s sensibility. From old wartime newsreels, he cobbles together a new prologue graphically depicting the Hiroshima bombing and its gruesome aftermath. Again, this is real archival footage. It may be gritty, but it's in lousy taste. But for better or worse, it's over 90 minutes and it's done. Right? Right? Nope. Luigi can't leave well enough alone. The man's on a roll now, and if he's colorizing the visuals, he may as well colorize the sound. So he remasters the monaural audio in Sensurround stereo. He adds a wild new prog rock score. He adds new sound effects and amps up the explosions and makes the seats shake when Godzilla roars. Finally, it's done, and it's crazy. And the cinemas are willing to screen it, and the modern soundtrack and the new coat of paint combine to form a deliriously bizarre alternate vision of the Japanese masterpiece. It's no authoritative version of the film, but it's entertaining, and it does good business, and it plays in several theaters. Eventually, it makes its way to Italian television, but for the rest of the world, Cozzilla becomes little more than a rumor. See, part of Cozzi's agreement with Toho is that after his rights expire, his colorized version is handed over to Toho, and it becomes their property. At that point, it's more or less sent to the back of the warehouse with the Ark of the Covenant. Although it never officially comes to America, the poster finds its way to newsstands all over the United States. Cozzi sends the specially created artwork to friend and magazine editor Joe Bonham, and through him, it becomes the cover of America's debut issue of Fangoria. That's pretty good publicity, but I hear he's even bigger in Japan. Thank you so much.